I don't want to mention any names,
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But we already know what hip hop music. After that conference of the how many people in closed door meeting, what happened, and they decided that they want to manipulate things using hip hop,
Yes.
using frequency. That's why they changed the type of beats that they have. These notes that they took out and put a note there, and then this is now the code for a hit record.
Oh.
If you look into your phones and check the app which can make you a hit record, get the app and then it makes you a hit record. So it's not creativity. It's an app.
Controlled. Yeah.
It's controlled.
Yeah.
It's not creativity anymore. So music is not what it used to be. Let's just face it.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why I do it for myself. I do it, and for me, it makes me feel sane. I know what music is about.
Yes.
So I do it myself, and I don't go out there shopping for what I don't want.
Yes.
Right.
I wouldn't criticize what they're doing, but I'll call them out, because if now they start affecting my kids,
Yes.
now it's a war between me and them. And
Yes.
I'm all out. I'll call them out and do something about it, because now they're normalizing making a hit record with there's an octave they hit. Is it the devil's note or something? Now
Something like that. Yeah.
that is what makes a hit record now.
Yeah.
It used to be the soul uplifting one. When you hear it,
Yeah.
it's the trumpet, it's this instrument.
Right.
Look at the instrument, what they play. They used to have raw vocals.
Yes.
Now they auto-tune. They say,
Auto-tune.
no, if you do all vocals like Earth, Wind and Fire, you can come sound like Lil Wayne is the new.
Exactly.
Right.
No, so
Yeah.
you want me to get rid of my organic diaphragm voice, which the people resonate with, which comes from
the heart.
pure heart, or
Yeah.
you want to go and talk to the machine who are now making robot rappers, and
Yes.
that's what you want to integrate
Right.
to.
Yes.
But the truth is, that's where the world is going. Look at
Yes.
It's really crazy. I mean, like, I don't know.
5G, 6G, then what? You know?
Have you guys, I mean, I'm sure you've seen these campaigns going about with Balenciaga and like all the campaigns with children and pedophiles.
All right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, with all these children
Yeah.
Good,
and
good, good.
holding
Okay,
teddy
good.
bears with bondage and just like blood everywhere, satanic
Yeah.
images, and it's like out on Instagram, on Facebook, and their campaigns on their websites.
Right.
It's like literally in plain sight.
Right.
You know, like I don't want to call them demons, but these demoniac vibes or vibrations or people literally are just hiding awful things in public, trying to change the mindset of the people. I mean, Balenciaga was associated with like class, success. You know, like it would be a big deal if you got like a pair of shoes from them
Yeah.
or a bag. And right now, everyone's really discovering
Yeah.
what's hidden behind all of these different fashion brands. And the worst part is that Gucci is involved with it, and like all these big brands. It's just really insane. Yeah, it's insane. Like, where are we headed? This is like now everyone's talking about it.
it's
Even people who don't believe in religion or spirituality are now
Now
like,
it's coming out. They're
now
like,
they're
what is
like,
all these
what?
things, no?
What is this for real?
Yeah.
Like, is this
Crazy.
Like, whoa, what world do I live in? Yeah.
I know, you know what? I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to laugh, but that's how crazy it is.
Yeah, it's
It's
barbaric.
so crazy. I laugh. I'm like, you can see what's happening, yeah. But when someone says it nowadays, if you stand for the truth, you know what happens?
They say you're crazy.
They mute you
like
out.
Kanye West.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, someone else, maybe like a sports player or a media personality or someone, makes a comment about something.
Yes.
I won't say what, but someone makes a comment about something. And then these guys, they go and put kids in porno outfits
Yes.
straight in your face.
Yeah.
This guy who made a comment gets cancelled and fined and thrown off the Atlas, literally. But these guys will say, oh, sorry about
Yeah.
that. They just wrote, we are sorry about that. Nobody say anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Feels like double standard.
It's double
Yeah, I mean,
standard.
they've got like children, like mannequins, like toys of kids with
This is
with
scary.
with like sexual body parts on their faces, and it's just like,
scary.
what world do we live in?
It's
Yeah.
You know-
interesting. So let me ask you another question here.
Yeah, man.
Actually, a comment, a quote from Jack Kerouac. He says that the only truth is music. And of course, we're just talking about the fact that
Yeah.
music can be turned any direction.
Yeah.
It can go left, it can go right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can serve the purposes of that which is virtuous and
Yes.
good and right.
Yeah.
But it can also be used in ways that is depraved and downright disgusting, right? Just
Yes.
like we're talking about here. And it says here, the only truth is music. How would you unpack that for us? Since you carry the anointing of a musician.
If we go back to talking about the creator,
Yeah.
and he put his word out, and
Yeah.
the word was born, and word became.
Yeah.
So he's in charge. Same way,
Yeah.
his
He's in charge
words.
of the department.
I mean, like, it's so funny how you're talking about that, because in Christianity, you have God and the angels, and they all sang, and then beautifully, and then you've got Satan, who also was the best singer.
Yeah.
And he used music to manipulate
No,
people.
he's in charge of
Yeah.
he's in charge of the department.
And you
Yeah.
go to Hinduism, and then
Absolutely.
you've got
Yeah.
the Bhagavad Gita, which
Yeah.
is a sacred Hindu text, and which is actually a song.
Right.
Yeah.
The entire book is a song. So yeah, music is the truth. I'd
Yeah.
like to think so.
Yeah.
And I relate on that vibe with Bob Marley saying one thing about music: when it hits you,
You feel
you
okay.
feel no
pain.
You feel no pain.
You
Feel no pain. I thought he said he feels okay.
You
But
feel no pain. You feel no
And,
pain.
Okay.
and pertaining to that quote,
Yeah.
I think music is the only thing that can go through your soul without you subconsciously accepting it.
Exactly.
Because the
It's
frequencies
peaks.
run through you.
Yes.
That's why they do torture experiments when
With
they
music.
fry your brain cells,
Yeah.
Yeah,
all this
high
kind of stuff.
frequencies.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing that runs through you without you like knowing anything. So
Yeah.
Right.
music has frequency that will change you as a person, whether
Yeah.
you like it or
Or
not.
not.
And that can be for better or for worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whatever you bring
Yeah.
through your so now you digest that.
Yeah.
You are what you eat.
No, speaking of the applications, actually, we were having a conversation down here today, with Jane, and she was asking me, "Yo, why you not on this application?" And I'm like, "Yo, hold on."
Wait, which one?
No, I don't want to mention. But maybe if I put it out here, people will just figure out what application I'm talking about.
Right.
So I was watching one of these spiritual leaders who actually pop up on YouTube, Instagram, and they were asking. I mean, he was saying, if you look at what the Chinese are now doing to the Western world with this application, is they've really made us believe that dancing, dirty dancing, speaking all manner of words is cool.
Right.
But in their own country, they're using this application to show martial arts competition, mathematical geniuses, industrious people just showcasing what they have there.
Right.
And now we Africans embrace these technologies without even looking deeper and just knowing what there is. Now, coming back home,
And now we're all talking.
and now we're all talking, you see?
Yes.
And so that is one of the reasons, because Prez asked me, "Bro, why you not on this app?" And I'm like, "I kind of feel like I'm too old for this." And he's like, "Oh, I also thought it's only me who's old to be in this application." Then he's like, "But seriously, you're on Facebook though?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on Facebook." Then he goes, "Facebook is also one childish application." I'm like, come on.
How do you know your friends' birthdays?
You could be there as a page, you get.
Right.
So coming back home, the matatu culture has really been transformed with the current regime that is in the Nairobi County. We had a former minister, Matiang'i, who had strict measures in curbing, the graffitis on matatu, loud music on matatu, what level of music, pornographic content in our matatus. So the new regime came in, and one of the top executives of this city,
Johnson Sakaja.
one of the top executives in this city, was quoted saying, "We're not going to be part of the old school methodologies of operation. I mean, you can always choose. If you want to go to a matatu that is not playing music, you wait for one that is not playing music. But this is going to create employment." And I think, speaking of graffiti on matatus, to some extent, it was really a good thing doing it. But he didn't highlight on the measures that they're going to take to contain the clean content that is supposed to be portrayed on these things. So also for the job creation is good. But again, if we are going to allow loud music in matatus, and then again the same person is banning loud
Bars
music
being
in
shut.
residential,
It's ridiculous.
and the same person is saying we're going to sit down with religious organizations and churches
Right.
to stop making a lot of noise in our neighborhoods.
Right.
So, what level of double standards, Dubis, could you have imagined? Like, you stay in the UK, right?
Yes.
Are these things applicable there as well, or is just African problem?
They have their own version of that to a certain degree or level.
Yeah.
I think all these things are just commercial problems to run things.
Yeah.
You create a problem and a solution to earn from it.
Yeah.
So, business.
Right.
All these churches, man, all these guys stop fronting around like you're helping us, man. You give someone a till number, then you pray for them. And if I give you 10,000, I get more blessings than
blessings.
the other guy who didn't
Yeah,
get
that's
out of
crazy.
here, man. You need. I think I'm gonna come for these guys. Like I'm really passionate about. I see this happening.
Yeah.
And these guys are just flocking outside the churches. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're going to buy holy water. You like, oh,
This is
this
holy
is my hope.
Yeah. Wow.
That's idol worship to
Let
some
me tell you
extent.
something.
It is. It is,
Let's
precisely.
Christianity.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Christianity. I believe in the teachings of Yeshua Mashiach.
Yeah.
I don't know who Jesus is.
Yes.
So let's go back to the writings and correct who that guy is. Let's start
Yes.
from there. Number 2, all this commercial stuff, you guys are selling stuff in church. I'll be the one to come with a whip and kick all of you out.
Yo, amen to
Wait-
that,
You're
man.
waiting for these guys. These guys are selling you prayers and you pay.
Yeah.
I pray, man. Who said you need to pay for that? You
For
believe
prayers.
You
Right.
are.
Yeah.
There's God in you. He
Yes.
created you. He breathed life in you. You have access to Him.
Right.
Why do you have to
Directly.
go pay till number every day and pay buy a
Right.
plane for someone
Yeah.
Right.
who's brainwashing? I don't care if you guys criticize me. You know what?
Yeah.
I've got thick skin. I've been there. Come on, what else is new? In fact, let's go there. Give me something to do.
Yeah.
I've been bored.
Yeah.
And I'll go there. Like, okay, let's go. If you guys want to have podcasts and we have, a healthy discussion out there, I'm people out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Hit me up, Give me your mouth. Give me a buzz.
Cool. We've got some pretty cool hidden cameras.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Because
use those.
I'm not really feeling what these guys are doing there. I don't want to say names.
Yeah.
So that we get, demonetized and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
It's
But,
a corruption of religion.
but let's just speak the
Yeah.
truth. You guys are making business out of this. You have put money altars in church.
Right.
You're making a business out of this. It's time you start seeing that. Like,
Yes.
I'm not religious like that, but I understand the teachings.
Yes.
Right.
I understand it's the debunking. Everything is coded. You need to go deeper than that and then see.
Yeah.
You need to be in a pure state of mind for you to see.
Right,
If you've been slaved and being told, oh, come to church and then you're going to pay this. If you keep doing that, you'll stay in that loop. That's
Exactly.
you're in that curse. That's your hell.
Yeah.
You're in that loop. You need to get out of it and see. And then these guys who are causing that, they need to be addressed. And sorry, that was just a brain fart.
No, that's
It's so good.
That's good. No, that's good. And that's why we have you here.
Yeah.
To
They're making me sweat and all
yeah,
this.
to
You're going to
speak-
pay for this, you guys.
to speak your mind.
All you fake preachers, you're going to pay for
They're
this.
gonna pay for this.
Yeah, man.
Pay for
And
this
it's
sweat.
more
I'm
reason I
coming
think
for you.
even in the Rwandan government,
Yeah.
Paul Kagame came out strong and said, for you to preach theology or for you to be a pastor in any church,
Yeah.
you must show me your degree in theology.
Absolutely.
You're not just gonna come out and start preaching anyhow.
Yeah.
You gotta show me your degree. You gotta show me your credentials.
It makes sense.
It makes a lot of
Because
sense.
I wouldn't go to a guy who
Yeah.
just said that he felt called to be a surgeon
Just imagine.
and submit to be,
Operated.
operated. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yes.
But when I'm talking about my own eternal soul,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a guy that just ate a bad pizza.
Yes.
Wake up the next morning and claims that he saw a vision of a cockroach chasing him afterwards, and the cockroach said to him that he should go preach. And he has no training, he has
Yeah.
no experience, he
Yeah.
has nothing.
Yeah.
All he has is this cock and bull story.
Right.
I'm going to say hello to my little friend.
That's right. That's right. So that
We need to spread them all out.
it doesn't make sense. Absolutely doesn't make sense.
Right.
So
And the worst part is that
Yeah.
you see this trend like literally through
Yeah.
from the top right down to the bottom.
yeah.
You know, like with the well-established churches,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got people sending in money, like bank account numbers, blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
You go all down to the bottom, like people who have nothing, flocks and flocks of
course.
people
Of
supporting all these preachers.
Just think for it. Hold on for a second. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
It just hit me. Think about it. Someone tells me, if you give me 1 million shillings, put them here, and I'll close my eyes, you close your eyes,
And that's it.
and you go home, you'll be blessed.
Imagine
This
that.
guy put a million there.
They do. They do.
You know, I actually went to a
It's
church.
trickery.
I'm not
It's
gonna
deception.
say what church this is, but I went to a
it's
church.
deception. Yeah.
And it was time for offering.
Yeah.
And literally, you have to go to the front to give your offering with your name. And then the guy goes, Jones of Wasia, 2,000 shillings. You know, Abbas
Yeah, they do.
Kaboff,
They do.
5,000. I swear to God, name and amount. So I was like, what if you don't have money? Are you not going to go to church? It's like a competitive thing. Who's going to give out the most amount?
Yeah.
So their name could be announced in front of the public. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So this is actually a contrast to what happens in Scripture with the widow's mite concept, where Jesus Christ actually watched the same kind of spectacle, right? And he just watched. He is, from Christian perspective, the visible representation of the holy.
Yeah.
And so he sits back and watch the same thing.
Yeah.
And then everybody put their big old money in there. And the lady had just one mite, the equivalent of the American red cent, the 1 cent, the lowest denomination.
5 cents here.
Yeah. And he puts it in. And Jesus Christ says to his disciple that this lady with 1 cent has given more than all of these people put together.
Yes.
So we are twisting the whole thing because now we're looking at the quantity of offering and not the quality.
Right.
Because God looks at the heart, which is what Abbas was railing against. Because now it's no longer about the state of our hearts. It's now about the foolishness of our mindset and the negativity that we bring to this whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that brings judgment to people. Like,
Absolutely.
I feel like, there's people have their own beliefs, but I feel like if you keep mocking the ultimate, it comes back in a different way that will go down to like 10 generations after you.
Exactly. Of course.
Of course.
You don't want beef with him, but it's rather like tell the people the truth. Like, stop all this mess about commercializing, the truth.
Right.
You're taking advantage. You're selling people fake hope.
Right.
Yeah.
You're taking it. You're emotionally manipulating them. You're selling them something that how you're using it. There's actually people with good heart in what they believe in.
Yeah. Right.
There's people, but then they're messing up for them.
Right.
You see.
Right.
And now I start looking at. There's some people who say, I used to go to church, but I stopped after. I used to go to church, but then, no, these guys, no. I used to go to church because this and that. Now you start seeing other doctrines, but then if you're more wise, you start seeing you start seeing how corrupt it is. Look at world events, what's
Happening in Qatar.
what's happening in Vatican and what they're signing. Now they're having meetings in Mount Sinai and all these things. It's just politics, how it's heading, and it's all coinciding with the economy.
Yeah.
Once you're aware of that, you'll see where it's heading, and you know what the purpose of it is. So, and I think it's a time where it's important where the kids have to be protected. They're getting attacked from all angles. That's very important to remember.
And introducing some culture that is not even supposed to be introduced to kids.
Right.
Some funny programs with, a man kissing another man being something that is supposed to be very okay.
Yeah.
A woman kissing another woman is supposed to be so okay.
Right.
And that is now where we're going. Somebody was telling me, don't even be wary about this. The Ugandan government has come out critically to actually criticize all this. As an African culture, we've never seen something like this. It's never been there. Now, here you are, somebody saying, we are trying to, control the population. So we are told there are so many scientific ways of controlling.
Right.
But how am I gonna get pregnant if my husband is a man, or if I'm somebody's wife?
Well, you could adopt.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm supposed to biologically have my kid. You could adopt, yes.
Yeah.
But what level of discipline and doctrine of humanity are you going to give out to the kid that you're adopting? This kid waking up and seeing my dad with a beard and my mom with a beard and they kissing. I mean, I think this is just out of it. Guys, this should be edited. Something like that. But still, I got overwhelmed.
No,
but
it
bro,
is an interesting conversation.
Yes.
though, because now we live in a
that world.
rapidly globalizing world.
Yeah.
And with technology now, the world is smaller than it ever
Yeah,
was.
it's a village.
You know,
to
it's
say.
really a village. And so we here in Africa can see what's going on in America.
Yes,
We can see what's
yes.
going on in Asia,
Yes.
in Australia, in the Middle East. It doesn't really matter.
Yes.
And so the various cultures of the world accept certain practices, which in
Yes.
Africa may seem kind of strange to us.
Yeah.
Right? And some of our practices here in Africa, to them may seem strange.
Yes.
So sometimes it's not a question of good, bad,
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just basic differences.
Yeah.
I would contend.
And the hip hop world has really, been forefronted to promote that level of culture.
Destruction.
It is quite serious. Even in the movies right now,
Right.
every movie that is being broadcasted or every movie that is being watched,
Yeah.
there is some level of suggestion that really baffles, and you'll be
Right.
like, seriously, am I watching this with kids now?
Yeah, even the cartoons really.
Even the cartoons,
have changed
yeah,
from
they've really changed.
what used to be Flintstones and all these innocent shows. Right now are just a whole other story.
So there's different
sat-
meanings
yeah.
to these cartoons.
I sat with my 7-year-old nephew, and it was just ridiculous. It's almost like Rick and Morty kind of vibes.
Yep.
And this, it's like, how is this a 7-year-old,
Rick and
7
Morty's
plus?
crazy.
Okay, Rick and Morty's obviously not 7 plus, but it's along those
Yeah,
lines.
I know what you mean. It's
You know,
crazy.
yeah.
I know what you mean. I've seen it. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
So,
crazy.
bro, maybe just to ask you another question now, in regards to music and the industry that you left in the country, what would you make of our artists? What difference is there between the hip hop songs that people used to do, the kapuka songs, and now the gengetons coming in? What is your take, especially on the gengeton music? Because really, a lot of young artists are bumping into that music and relating so well with it. So, some 2 cents on it.